All right, what's up, you guys? Sage here, and yeah, I'm cutting my hair today for the first time first time going clean bald since 2022. It's 2026 now. 2022, I turned 18 that year. Now in 2026, I'm turning 22. Ironically, so decision making behind this is because there's a little bit of an identity shift. Let me talk what I'm doing. Hopefully the audio is good enough, So yeah, there's a little bit of an identity shift going on where I'm just dialing in, man. I'm just dialing in everything further. Like the words of the year 2026 are minimize and focus, and this is just like a decision that I'm making that is in line with that and in line with other stuff that I'm currently working on, in line with the identity that I'm currently working on. So those are like the big top of funnel, so to speak, stuff that are part of this decision. Is like there's there's an identity shift where, and I think as a teenager even, I told myself like it's cool when you're 20 to behave and be perceived a certain way. It's cool when you're 21 to be that young hotshot guy, CEO founder, and you have the mohawk, because I've had the mohawk for a while now. You can go check the pictures on IG. I'll put my IG down below. I've had the mohawk for a while now, and like it's awesome. I'm jacked as Mr. Cool Guy. And you can see that I'm a disruptor. I'm someone who doesn't go by the rules and this and that. But I think with this year and the direction that we're going now, how much we're actually dialing into things that are already built, I think there's something about a man on a mission with a shaved head that just signals he's not to be messed around with, because he's not messing around. Like there's nothing cute about it. There's nothing, it's not about the girls or the accolades. It's just a man on a mission, that's really really dialed in. So yeah, it's basically that, man. It's basically that, just dialing in. So yeah, I'm gonna shave the head like on video. I don't know if it's I don't know if the video itself is gonna be able to capture what's going on, but yeah, that's the hope. So yeah, that's super interesting part though. 2022, man. It means that there's a lot of my identity that obviously we all tie off our identity to how we look, and even now this is a identity transition being signaled visually. I mean, if you kind of think about the girls shaving, or not shaving, but changing their hair colors and stuff like that, it's usually the same type of thinking, except this is a bit more intentional, I would say. Here we go. Jeez. No going back now, eh? No going back now. Wow. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. That's no BS, like literally since 2022. And that's the amount of hair you can grow. naturally. I don't use hair foods or any of that type of stuff. Well, that's gonna be pretty obvious when my head's bald, but I'm gonna tell people, hey, listen, bro, I used to have long hair, and I didn't use hair food, so. Jeez. I actually don't look as bad as I thought I would, to be honest with you. I know maybe I'm gonna look funny to people that aren't used to seeing me with a shaved head. I'm not used to seeing me with a shaved head, and I still don't look that bad to myself. Guess I'm just a handsome devil. So yeah, guys, this is the new haircut. This is the brand new haircut. I hope you guys like it. This is just how I look now. This is how I like to rock my hair. You know, you can sometimes like toupee it, and it kind of just. I'm messing around, but we can already see what it's gonna look like. To be honest, I don't look as bad as I thought I would personally. Yeah, you can see a little bit of a tone change from this to this. And this is what I knew would be like an interesting feeling. Just touching my head and not feeling hair there. But I think this is the first time in a while where it's been my decision. You know, it's usually been like, school this, or, you know, when I went to initiation, you know, when I went to the mountains. that was also like a necessity at that time. This is probably the first time in a long time, if ever, that I've just decided that I want to cut my hair. So yeah, it's interesting. It feels good. I feel like I'm gonna look good. I don't look good now, but by the end of it, it's gonna be all right. My head's kind of chilly. That's one thing I'm noticing now. I'm already getting cold, but it's fine. I have caps. Damn, I have a lot of face. I have a lot of face. So yeah, you guys probably saw how terrible the back still is, and that it's not fully properly shaven yet, but wow, it's been a minute. Got it freaking yoked, bro. Freaking yoked. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna clean the rest of this up, but that's pretty much the bulk of it. So yeah, sometimes when you shift identity, you have to be willing to cut off, you know, part of yourself. And so I think this is kind of fitting in a sense that, you know, this is me saying goodbye to a version of me that was semi-committed and had a foot in the door, was already laying the pathways. Like these pathways that I say I'm going to fully execute on and dial in on, these pathways were laid by, you know, some random dude with a mohawk on the internet that thought he was cool. And there are parts of him that will not allow me to move on to the next stage. And so what got you here sometimes will not get you to the next level. And I feel like I'm at that point now where I can't really party anymore. I can't run around chasing girls, this guy, anymore. And I can't give any sort of half commitment. I have to be all the way in. And for example, there was this one day, and I'm sure most people would have left the video by now, and hopefully my parents aren't going to see this. There was this one day where they were taking photos of the leadership group for the business sector. And I'm one of those leaders. Not only am I a leader, but I'm the only one who's the leader of two groups in the entire thing. And I missed the picture for that leadership. And it would be fine if I'd missed the picture because I was just too busy, or I was, attending other meetings or whatever the case. But it's because this guy and his reckless habits had decided to go out the previous day. And, was just partying and doing whatever. And I'd forgotten that the next day I had to go take those pictures. And so I didn't make it in time. And of course, in the natural, scheme of things, especially at that time, I was like, hey, everything happens for a reason, man. We just vibe transition to the next thing, and we use the opportunity to maybe mingle. And we still made the best of the situation. But the truth is, I could have been there on time, and still capitalized on whatever the situation was that was happening afterwards, and still networked and still did this and that. Maybe even more fruitful conversations would have been born from just being in that room, and I would have had that core memory. But instead, I have this lesson. And for those reasons, I cannot afford to fuck up. I'm not a 21-year-old kid anymore. I'm really getting to the stage where I'm a grown-ass man. And there's no room to fuck around. There's no room for mistakes, especially to play at the level that we're trying to play at, and to exist at the level that we're trying to exist at. So with that being said, let me cut off the rest of this hair, to symbolically cut off those parts of myself, and even further cement this new identity and further dedicate myself, because your lack of commitment is almost an insult to the people who believe in you. There are people who believe in me. There are people who believe in my systems and my businesses. There are people who believe, not just for, the financial benefit of it. Some people aren't even going to see any money. Some people don't even work for or with me, and they still believe in me and what I got going on. And my lack of commitment is spitting in the face of all those people. It's spitting in the face of me and every dream that I have. And I'm tired of disrespecting us like that. So I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to just post this as a throwaway. I'm pretty sure no one's going to even watch this thing. I won't even post the links on my socials. But it's going to be out there for me and you to remember that at some point a man made a decision, and it was so. I've been Sage, standing on business. Signing out.